Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do the bird dog, and sometimes we call this the doggy pointer. And what we always want to do is we always want to try and maintain a neutral spine position. We can initially use a biofeedback device, and let me get one. So we initially want to use a biofeedback device so we can kind of figure out where our spine is in space. If you look at the previous video, ideal positioning with the powerhouse, we go over this, and that really is where we should always be starting our exercise sessions, our movement practice sessions. And so what we're going to do is we're going to put this on my back, and what actually might be better than this is a 1x6, just because it has a bit more weight. And so now if I tilt the pelvis backwards, rounding my back, and then if I drop my butt down, you see that there's a change here in how much space there is. And we want to be in between those two positions. And then what we want to do is we want shoulders back and down, engaging our lats, back of the neck nice and long. And that engaging of the shoulders, that lat thing, is I'm pulling my shoulders that way. And that turns on those lats, which add that extra bit of stability for the lumbar spine, because they crisscross the lumbar spine. And that's one of those things that your mom kept telling you to stand up straight and hold your shoulders in a good position. And that's really what she was telling you, to engage your lats. So then the first phase of this is the same thing we always do. We find the ideal position, and then we engage the powerhouse, our stabilization system. So it's breath in, and I feel the pelvic, the transverse abdominis draw up and the pelvic floor lift up. And I do that twice without any movement. And then on the next one, breathe out. And then the leg goes straight. And what I don't want to change, let me switch hands. I can't really switch hands, but that space that's right here, we don't want that to change. We don't want that to happen. And hopefully you can see that increase in space that happened right here. We want to maintain the amount of space that we have. And then if you're good here, then the next thing to do is you raise the opposite arm. And this bird dog is one of the best researched articles, and we want to hold it for 8 seconds or 8 Mississippis and then go down. What you also want to do is you want to think about pushing out with your heel and making a fist with the hand that's up and pulling the shoulder back and down, engaging your trapezius muscle. And that is the bird dog with the hardest one, where everything is engaged. So now I'm going to do it on the other side. I find that neutral spine position. I engage everything. Then leg comes up, heel out, hand comes up, shoulder back. If there's any wobbling happening like that, we don't want that. We want stability. If you're wobbling, you need to put the hand down until you gain enough stability. So that's the bird dog. Like I said, it's one of the best researched lumbar spine rehabilitation exercises there is, and it's a great exercise, and it should definitely be part of your program. Okay, now the bridge. So what we want is, again, we want to maintain that neutral spine position. So we align everything up, heels, knees, sit bones. We tilt the pelvis backwards and forwards 3 times, finding that neutral middle position of the lumbar spine. And you definitely want to have had watched the ideal positioning and stabilization exercise video before you do this, and be well practiced and feel like you got it. So we find that shoulders are engaged, back of the neck. Now what we want to do is we want to come up, and the position of the spine should not change. I should be able to maintain the positioning in the whole spine and bring the pelvis up like that. almost like someone had a string attached to my pubic bone and they were pulling me in that direction. So it's stabilize, and again, everything stays nice and straight. And then, and when you come up, you want to try and push a little bit more with your heels, because that helps you engage our glutes and gets rid of that glute amnesia problem, which is a big problem that we have. And when we have a low back injury, it's even harder to feel and engage these muscles. So it's, and again, just like the bird dog, 8-second hold and then down. And we do Mississippi's if you want, which is just the ideal timing so that you don't over or under deliver, and then down. So that's stage 1. After you can do 3 sets of 8-second holds to what you feel is fatigue, then the next step is to do it on a single leg. So breath in. So that is the single leg. And again, if you're shaken, you've gone too far. You can't do it. As soon as you shake, you're doing little micro injuries to the body, and you don't want to do that. Then it's breath in. So that's stage 2 of this exercise. Then again, if you can do 3 sets, 8-second holds, not feeling irritation, then it's time to go to stage 3. Stage 3 is going to be and then without you lower the leg without changing the position of lumbar spine. And then same thing, raise the leg. And again, no movement should happen at the spine, only in the hip joint itself. And that's the bridge, side bridge. So essentially now, same idea that we're maintaining the neutral spine position. So I tilt the pelvis backwards and forwards, find that middle position, take a breath in, turn this on 2 breaths without any movement. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my elbow and try and pull it down this way. And that helps me turn my lat on this down side, and then the lat on the other side also needs to be engaged. And then I come up and I hold. And again, 8 seconds. And breath in, engage, down. Same principle, 3 sets to fatigue. And those 3 exercises, the bird dog, the bridge, the lateral bridge, those are the big 3 from Stuart Mcgill Phd, who is one of the brightest people in the spinal rehabilitation world. And so work on those, and all of this engagement, power, the powerhouse, the ideal alignment, and you will get strong, powerful, better, and be able to get back to your normal life. Thanks. Have a great day.